Hey YouTube, what is going on? It's EK here, and today I'm going to give you another product review. And today we're going to be talking about the Razer Basilisk X HyperSpeed gaming mouse. So I recently just got this mouse. I replaced my old G-Skill Ripjaws mouse that was wired because one, it was just getting worn down. Like I had used it so much that a lot of the paint and stuff was like wearing off of the mouse, and I wanted something more wireless. So this was on sale. So I decided to buy this, and I think it ended up being 30 some odd bucks. So not sure if that sale's still going on, but either way, using this mouse is actually great in terms of feel. Ergonomically, it's great. I love that it fits my hand almost perfectly. I have actually slightly smaller hands than I think average people, so but it fits me just fine. It's the side buttons in terms of I think 4 and 5 buttons, or 5 and 6 buttons, are pretty easy to access. You know, one is bigger than the other, so you know which one you're hitting. And then here is the sensitivity button that you can switch through different stages. The mouse, wheel scroller as normal, left click, right click. So very overall, I mean, it's a very simple mouse. It doesn't have like 18 like extra buttons that you can push around here. So this is a little bit more simple if you're looking for something that's less cumbersome and you don't have to add a bunch of macros to it. And it also comes with software, or at least like software you can download from Razer, and I'll show you that in a second over on my computer. Alright, so here is the Razer Basilisk X HyperSpeed. This is the Razer Synapse that you can download from the Razer website when you get this mouse. So this allows you to also manage any other Razer products you have in terms of like making sure it all syncs to one another. So if you have chargeable pads or whatever mouse pads that is, then it can all be handled here. So for me, all I have is the mouse. So here you can see, it lists out all the different buttons in terms of what you want it to do. It tells you which button is to cycle up sensitivity stages. Now, if you never use a smart mouse or a gaming mouse before, it basically allows you to do a lot of customization in terms of how you want your buttons to work and how well you want to play the game. So a lot of stuff comes down to the performance. And here you can do your own properties. So right now I have mine DPI set to stage 1, just because my hand tends to be a little more shaky, so I need less DPI. So basically, DPI, again, it says right here dots per inch. So basically, it's essentially how sensitive you want your mouse to be when you're moving it. So when the lower it is means like the more movement you have, the less it'll move. So if you have like a really shaky hand, and like you see when sometimes, like one thing I noticed that when I started playing PC games again is that my hand is really shaky. So in order for me to not to see it on screen, because I was actually getting motion sickness, I had to lower my DPI by down to a lot. Basically down to stage 1. I could even I could make it even lower if I wanted to, down to 100, but at 800 it's actually pretty good for me now. My hand is definitely stable a lot more, so I may even turn it up later, but it's really about the sensitivity. So and in between each of these stages, you can cycle in between depending on what you're doing. So maybe you use a different DPI for different games. This is how you can adjust to it, and all these numbers are adjustable. So instead of 800, you could put 700 if you wanted to. I'm setting back mine to 800. Allows you to cycle through these stages, and you can set it to whatever. So maybe instead of every few thousand or hundred, maybe you want 800, 900, 1000, 11, 1200. You can do that if you wanted to. So you can set up all the stages. Hell, or if you only need, and it lets you how many stages you want. Say you only need 2. So you only need to cycle through 2. You don't have to cycle through all 5 again. So it allows you to do all that stuff. Along with it, calibration. Now, if you have more Razer products, it's how it allows you to calibrate everything together. Generally, you don't need to calibrate it if you just have an average or lastly, it also has power. So this tells you like how much battery you have left, and also you can set an idle mode so that if you're not using for your mouse for X amount of minutes, it will essentially shut down so that you're not wasting batteries all the time. So I have mine set to 5. It's a pretty good number depending on what you're gaming or what you're playing on the PC. You may set it a little differently. For me, like if I'm playing a game, my mouse is never going to be idle unless I'm watching like a 5-minute cutscene or something. It's not going to happen. And even if you do, like the mouse wakes up pretty quickly, so you don't have to worry about some kind of lag in between. And overall, like this allows you to do a lot more customization into your mouse. So it's a pretty helpful app. So you just grab it straight out of the Razer website. It doesn't come in a disc with the game, which is nice because now you don't have another useless disc. Just you have to carry around, and you can just get everything off the website. In general, I say overall, this mouse is pretty good. The only thing I wish that it came with was that a rechargeable battery. So I know there are better Razer mouses out there, or even better gaming mouses with Logitech, where it comes like with rechargeable, you kind of in-house batteries, kind of like PS4 controllers, where it's rechargeable and you can just plug it into like some USB drive or whatever, or just have some kind of rechargeable pad. This it makes you use a normal battery, normal AA battery. And I also have it so that's kind of a bummer. I'm gonna have to be switching out this battery whenever I need to. You can connect this also 2 ways. So I have it connected via Bluetooth, but if you want to do USB 2.4 gigahertz, that comes with a USB adapter that sits right inside the mouse here. So you can take that out if you want, like so. So you can just plug this into your computer and it's ready to go. But I generally want to save some space within my computer, or at least like my USB spaces. So instead I just have it going on Bluetooth. So this thing pops right back on pretty easily. Sorry, this is kind of hard to do with one hand and also looking through a camera or my phone. So yeah, overall really. And also on the back is where you set, there we go, is where you set to what kind of connection you want. You want 2.4 gigahertz or Bluetooth. So that way now that way you can switch between the two. And in some cases, if you ever plug in your controller or like your mouse and you're like, why doesn't it work? You might want to check it out here. So overall, yeah, this is a very, very good controller. I've been using it to play Warzone and a few other games, and so far I've yet to see any issues with it. And yeah, I do recommend this controller if you're on a budget and need a gaming mouse and you want it wireless. So for anything else, if you're looking for something a little bit more high-end, this might not be the one for you. But if you're a entry-level gamer and want something a little bit nicer than your average digital smart or digital mouse, then this is good enough for you. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and check back in for more content. Thanks, guys.